Hello.
Hey, oh, we're on. Are we
Yes,
on?
we're on. Yes, we are.
We have to get that takeoff. We gotta make sure the
Eh,
takeoff gets a little more smoother. I don't
It's
know.
never smooth.
Yeah, well. So today we're going to talk about something that is is a mystery. It's a mystery. It's called dreaming.
Mm,
And yes, he did a little visual there. We don't have visuals. Oh, we have one visual, I think, but
a
he did a little
couple.
visual of dreaming. So we're going to talk about dreams and what we have, how we have experienced our dreams, and what have we learned from our dreams, or how we interpret our dreams. Um, I'm not a big dreamer. I mean, of course, we all dream, they say, and I'm sure I do have those REM moments that expand. I guess a couple hours a night, maybe 2 sessions a night. I'm not sure, but I have not been. I don't normally remember my dreams, but then again, there's probably a reason for that, because I don't really journal my dreams. Or they say if you want to remember your dreams, to wake up, in the first thing in the morning, or first time you wake up, to write something down, and that helps you remember your dreams. So I'm not a big dreamer, but I have thoughts about dreams, and I'm going to share those with you uh, as it becomes evident in the as we talk. I'll share a little, know about dreams and how do I
Okay.
interpret dreams and some of my dreams. So Christopher is a dream guru in many ways.
Dream machine.
He is
Yes.
a dream machine,
I, for
and
years, wrote them down, but that's very distracting if you catch yourself waking up enough and you want to write it down. What's less distracting is you get yourself some kind of cheap little recording thing, or your phone or laptop, iPad, whatever. But I use one of these, which isn't very expensive. You just have to do one button so that it's on, and then press record and start talking utter gibberish sometimes because you're half asleep. But that keeps me from fully waking up, and I get enough to journal after I wake up in the morning.
Chris, what is that thing that you have that you're talking into? What would you call that thing that you're talking into?
It's just a voice recorder.
Voice recorder? Yeah.
Yeah, that one's a Sony, but I mean, there are really inexpensive ones with like one or two buttons
Hmm.
I've seen on Amazon, like hook on, like become a keychain or a key hook
Oh yeah.
to
Okay.
carry your keys on.
Yeah.
I guess if for driving in the car, you can just press a button and start talking
Yeah.
notes.
Hmm. So
That's what I,
you've been recording your dreams for many years,
yep,
and
for many
then
years.
so you record them and then you journal afterwards.
I
Is that
journal.
how it
That
works?
works better for me. The other way, I lose the precious little sleep that I normally get. Yes,
Hmm.
I don't sleep a
And
lot.
having done this for years, why do you do it, and why do you continue to do it? I mean, what is about it, that process, that is helpful to you?
Well, for me personally, I get to I use them sometimes to kind of recreate what I think I remember, right? Because there's
Hmm.
words there either on a recording or in a journal, and then I doodle from them.
Oh.
I don't know that any of the dreams I've ever had hold any super deep, profound meanings and insights to anything.
Hmm.
Maybe they do. Maybe it's just us at night trying to work out some issue in our life or something. But
Hmm.
mine are kind of crazy, to be quite honest. Some of them are a little odd and dark.
So when you record these dreams, both in journaling and in
Audio.
orally audio. Now, if you were to go back, let's say you had a dream journal from like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. You ever go back to them and open them up
Yeah,
and
I do.
look at
I
them?
do. Yeah,
And then, how was the experience then? Does it make it the recall easier, or you
it
look at it from
does.
fresh eye?
It
Oh,
does. And
yeah.
sometimes I go back in the journals and, oh, well, just tear some drawing paper or watercolor paper or whatever and
Hmm.
put it in there with that particular dream just to keep all that together,
Hmm.
organized, I guess, for no particular purpose or
Yeah.
reason.
And have you tried to learn about dreams? Did you ever read any dream interpretation books or
I
any of
have,
that stuff?
yeah. There's even
And
a deck that's not so old that just came out, right? Dream Tarot.
oh, okay.
I forget her name, Janet Piatto.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember her name, but she has a channel on YouTube. I had some strange drawings. Supposedly they're from her own dreams,
Mm-hmm.
but she has interpretations there and meanings that whatever she got out of it.
Yeah.
I
The thing
mean,
about dreams, which I think they're very individual, they're very unique to the person. And so I think that's one reason why, I mean, it's a lot of times when I read dream interpretation books when I was back in college, we were all talking about dreams and trying to figure it out. And they all said, well, if you dream about a snake, that means one thing. If you dream about a turtle, that means another thing. And it's like they had these meanings for specific things that would come up in your dreams. But yeah, it didn't seem like it hold much water to it. I mean, it's just, it just didn't seem like it was true. So, so the dreams are very unique to all of us. And then, so the interpretation should be probably very unique to us. But I'm just wondering if there's a way of making a dream, taking a dream and making it more universal. I guess there's universal themes.
maybe that's what she was trying to do with her deck.
Yeah.
Tying specific dreams to the typical meaning for tarot cards.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what she was trying to do. I'm not sure. With that deck, there may have been others. I seem to think there are at least 2 others, but I can't remember them right now off the top of my head.
Now, do you have recurrent dreams?
Oh yeah. And here's one of the stars of those many recurrent dreams.
Oh, okay.
A star.
We do have a visual. Awesome.
Yeah, we do have a visual. This thing,
oh yeah,
person, whatever, is in a lot of dreams with that face with that really odd neck and chin like that.
Oh yeah.
Now the
he's
colors.
He's got a squash type, upside down.
Oh, exactly, like a gourd almost like.
Yeah, it looks like a gourd.
With a little question mark hairdo going
oh,
on the
yeah.
top there.
So how does he come across in the dream? What's his story?
As if, well, sorry. In the past, sometimes it was a frightening thing, but it's more like after that period of time, it's more like you should know or you should understand kind of feeling that I get, like I'm missing something that's right there in front of me.
Oh, okay.
Like that.
But so he lost the ominousness of him. He lost the threatening nature.
Maybe after such a long period of time, you just get to know the thing or whatever it is. Yeah.
Well, you could be processing it. You could have been processing it some way.
Yeah, subconsciously, I guess, something like that. Yeah.
Now, what I did, what's happened to me, the one dream that I do, there's several dreams, like recurrent dreams I do remember, but I haven't had those recurrent dreams recently, but I certainly had a lot of them in the past. One of them that I used to have recurring was a terrible dream. It was a dream of being tortured. And I would have them at night, and then I got those, they talk about when you wake up and you can't move your body is in that state.
Oh, I've had the crushing ones, where you feel like you're pinned. Mine are always involving caves and rocks and
and I was being
something
tortured
on top of me.
Right, and you can't move when you wake up. You're just stuck.
Sleep paralysis.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, and that would always end up with sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
And they were horrible dreams. They were horrible, horrible dreams. There's horrible dreams.
Well, do you think the horribleness of it is that you can't get yourself out or away from it, or is it what was happening? To me,
it was all of the above. It was happening, and then when I got myself awake, I couldn't move. So it was like remnants of the dream continued into this world. So, anyways, I had these terrible nightmare dreams and torture dreams, and then I did read something that was very helpful, and I'm going to share this with anyone who's interested, but it did help me. And it said, when you do dream interpretation, consider yourself to be every person in your dream. And so then I started thinking, oh, I'm being tortured, but I'm also the torturer. I'm also the one that's the torturer. And all of a sudden, that made total sense to me. It's like I'm beating myself up, which of course I do. I mean, I'm not a perfectionist, but I like to do things a certain way, and I don't do things a certain way, then I get, you know,
Hmm.
self-talk is not good. So then when I thought about being it's sort of difficult because you think, well, I couldn't possibly be the torturer. But I said, well, am I the torturer? And I said, well, yeah, I kind of am the torturer. And the minute I gave that meaning, the dreams dissipated. So I think there was some truth in dealing with that. So when you have dreams, you can think of yourself as being not only just every person in the dream, but everything in the dream, or anything in the dream. See, it's kind of like tarot reading in some ways. There's this metaphor, and you can kind of take on different personalities of the major arcana or whatever. So there's some similarity there. So when I did that, it really was very helpful, more than any other kind of dream interpretation. So if someone is having nightmares or any kind of dream that they want to figure out, consider in a waking moment thinking about you being in everything, that taking on that personality or that thing that is in your dream, and looking at the dream from that angle. That was very helpful for me. I thought I'd share that.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Mine have a lot of chaos, so I'm not sure. I don't really try to seek truth in my dreams. It's just I got, a huge pile of records of dreams. So
Oh yeah.
who knows how many got away,
Mm-hmm.
How many didn't I recall or don't remember or wasn't
Mm-hmm.
able to record?
Right.
Because I'm guessing there's different levels of dreaming. Maybe I can't come out of it. Maybe there's a lot we don't remember at all or can't remember. I don't know.
Right. So it's REM. They say to get a good night's sleep, you need to dream. That's important to dreaming. It's important for your health is to dream.
I'm still here.
Dreaming is necessary.
I'm still here. 65 years of being a lesser sleeper, I guess. But I still feel okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. And of course, we see our animals dreaming. I see my dogs dreaming. They're running. Their feet are going, and they're barking, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So it's a natural process. But it's just weird how we just don't know anything about it. We just don't understand what that is. Yeah. Can it be another dimension that we're entering into as we sleep? Astral projection? Any thoughts about that?
I have no thoughts about that. Whoa. Wow. I think I've heard all this kind of stuff because I read a lot. I participated in 2 studies, but that's about something else, kind of. Something unrelated to dreaming, I guess. Okay. But kind of related, but unrelated.
Mm-hmm. So, there is some theory that we're going into another dimension at the time that we're dreaming, and you can't.
Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, it's sometimes dreams are so vivid that it's hard to think that it's not real. You don't realize that it's a dream. Then there are the dreams that you can you're dreaming, and then you say, oh, I'm dreaming. This is all a dream. And then there's people that say, and I can't do this, that realize it's a dream, and then they kind of navigate the dream.
Yeah,
they manipulate the dream. Can you do that?
I think so, but that's like an early morning thing. Maybe that's a lot like what lucid dreaming is sometimes referred to. Maybe I'm not sure.
Right, lucid dreaming I think is when you kind of control the dream. Yeah,
you're participating, even though everybody in there is most likely you, and it's all you doing everything. Mm-hmm. But you kind of can choose a little bit. It feels like, or seems like. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they seem like early morning ones, like you're not quite awake, almost awake.
Right, so you're in that liminal space.
Yeah, liminal. Yeah. That word comes up again.
Yeah, liminal space. Now, the other thing I want to mention about dreams, I don't have a lot of dream stuff to talk about. Chris has a little more experience with dreams, but this is what I thought of about dreams. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we could program our dreams? Wouldn't it be wonderful if we were homeless but at night we could dream that we weren't homeless and we lived a life full of bounty and a happy home and all that? What if we were starving and we dreamt and we were 8 hours, however long we slept, we could have all the food we wanted and everything like that. So what if we could program our dreams? Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Well, this is there's several examples of this, but the one that most people can probably recall, if you ignore the action-packed scenes, is The Matrix.
Oh,
Yeah,
I never saw
that's
that.
that's exactly what they're all about. The
Mm-hmm.
machines took over, and people were basically batteries.
Oh,
But as batteries, they don't know that. They're just in this beautiful existence that either they got to choose or was chosen for them, where
mm-hmm.
everything is just hunky dory. And when they're unplugged from being a battery, things aren't so good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
but then you see the other side of it, and you're like, do you really want to go back to that where everything's perfect, but you're a battery? You know, you're not a person, or do you want
Mm-hmm.
to stay a person in this? So you know, you end up with all these questions.
Right.
If you just watch the first one, if you keep watching the next two, they get a little carried away. But the first one's
Mm-hmm.
pretty good.
Yeah.
That's The Matrix. I don't know who wrote it,
Mm-hmm.
but
Well, I
there's
never
a
saw The Matrix, but so I was thinking about, it would be wonderful if we could all just dream the perfect dream, have whatever we want in our dreams. Wouldn't we just be happier because we have those hours every night of experiencing bliss or whatever we wanted. The problem with that is we would never want to wake up. We want to stay asleep. And that is not the purpose of us, in my opinion, being here. We have to, life is about contrast, life is about growth. So if we were able to program our dreams, a lot of us wouldn't want to wake up, and that wouldn't be a good thing.
Also touched on in The Matrix. One guy wanted to go back. He didn't like the suffering. He didn't like the everything not being perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So he wanted to go back, and if he would betray the people that had gotten out, then they were going to put him back. Everything would be perfect. He could be whatever he wanted. But there are others, even philosophers, who's talked about this approach. And there's a couple of people who think we're evolving towards that. We're going to transcend
and
escape the body. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, that's you just sent me that video.
That's an option.
Yeah, about a philosopher who's talking about that recently about, we're evolving to have different bodies and being more thought or more, right. I don't know.
Then there's the other way. How do you know you're not already in a dream?
A lot of Spanish writers say life is a dream. It's all about, we're all in dreams. Yeah, life is a dream.
How do you know what's real, what's not real?
It probably is kind of a dream. It seems pretty real, but we could be waking up. It could be like, those Russian eggs, those Matryoshkas, they're all nested Russian eggs. We don't know what's going on here. I mean, because we have our senses that just push out as much information as we push out a lot of information that we don't have the ability to sense. We sense what we sense for our survival. We have the certain senses we have to survive in this world. But there's a lot of things going on outside our perception that's clear. It's been proven. There's a lot of stuff going on beyond our perception, which is a different topic, but that's kind of interesting.
Why do we pick these tough topics? We're picking tough topics: love and dreams and tarot.
Dimensions.
That's 3 topics so far: tarot, love, and dreams. Wow, we need something light like chocolate.
Chocolate?
Is chocolate real?
Yeah. Is chocolate real? Oh, it's real. Oh, it's real, baby. Yeah.
Because you love chocolate, baby.
Yeah, I do love chocolate.
Chocolate is good.
So, I don't know if there's. I've never met anyone who's a specialist in dream, but they must be doing studies. I don't know what they are.
Freud.
Yeah. Then there was the whole sexual stuff about dreams, and he certainly talked a lot about that. And
there's a lot of books on it. A lot of books.
Yeah, there is
whether it helps or anything.
And all that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We were just talking about dreams. We were wondering what you thought about, what you think about dreams. How you interpret your dreams would be interesting to hear how you interpret them. So in my interpretation, and it's proven helpful for me, is to consider that I'm every person in my dream and look at that dreams sequence through each of those people's eyes and get a sense of what's going on, because that's all me. It's all different. I think it's all different parts of me, different things playing itself out. That's how I kind of see dreams. And
Well,
Chris, your conclusions about your dreams are?
a lot of chaos, and I
Mhm.
don't seek truth in dreams. And I can agree with maybe to the next level that what's going on in a dream is not just me totally, it's all of us. But anyway,
All of us.
everybody,
Uh-huh.
everything, everybody.
Now, does any of your dreams help you being creative in any creative way? Like you
Well,
do the drawings.
I try to doodle them. Some
Right.
things it feels like that's an odd way to say it, but it feels like some things come from that, even though it's
Oh,
starting out as words. But it didn't actually. It started out as an image or
right.
images or a little movie or however you want to look at it up here.
Hmm.
But it's really hard to get that out of there, out into the. That'd be cool if they could come up with that, where you just put a hat on at night and it records all that stuff. That would be great.
Yeah. Do you ever write poetry that becomes like? Do you ever write poetry when you're after your dream that could become poetry afterwards, or a
Sometimes
story or something that can become something afterwards?
I think so. Sometimes the images can lead you back to words, and yeah, I think
Hmm.
so. Not,
So
not,
that's a value if you're a creative person and
yeah.
you want to take advantage of those sleeping hours to kind of grab onto something and then bring it into this dimension in a form of a story or, you know, poetry or a picture or something, and then maybe work with it.
I think
I know.
a lot of
Yeah.
stuff has come from people's dreams or daydreams. Supposedly Tesla came up with the AC motor fully formed in his head, but not because of the science, but because he kind of winked out a little bit, and then he had some image, and then it took him what, I don't know, another 20 years or something to
Mm.
actually get the thing to work. But he gives credit to that. I think there's several examples like that. Even Einstein's looking out the window while working as a patent clerk and being bored out of his gourd, because he had a big gourd. He's looking out the window and he just sees elevator doing something outside, and it sparks off the always falling and the theory of relativity
Mm,
years
yeah.
later. So I think that's happened a lot over time.
Mhm.
It can't be that each and every one of these people are making up a story after the fact, is it? Maybe.
Yeah,
I
right,
don't think so.
right. And the
So,
other thing, this has to do with dreams, but it has to do with sleep, is if I have a question about, because I write books, a character or the next plot point or something, and I'm kind of stuck and I can't decide, I often just before I go to bed, before I go to sleep, say, I want to know give me an idea about this, or help me with this,
I've
or it
heard
could
of
be
that.
even a personal issue, how to deal with something in everyday life, and just have it on my mind before I fall asleep and ask that an answer be given to me when I wake up.
I've
And
heard of
I've
that.
gotten so used to doing that that happens all the time. That I will wake up and I say, "Oh, what's the answer?" And then something will surface.
Hmm. I've
That's not
heard.
necessarily dreaming, but it's something with the mind, and put
Uh,
like giving it a job. Like, while I'm sleeping, here, put it to work.
I've heard of
Third
that. I've
third
heard of
shift
simple
third shift job for the
examples
brain.
where people just want to wake up at 6:30 and they're like telling themselves that a little bit before they go to sleep, and they say it magically happens. And I guess it kind of does, kind of. Who
Yeah.
knows what's going on?
Yeah, there is some. I mean, I always set my alarm when I worked for 6:30 or 5:30, whatever time it was, and I always woke up before the alarm, like a
Yeah.
minute or two. I mean, there is something weird going on when you're sleeping. Like, are
Uh,
you really out? I mean, I think your mind is still taking in information, or
well,
I don't know.
I'm not out as much as people that I've observed, like wives and kids. They can be so out, you can pick them up. You could drag them up the steps
Yeah,
practically by their foot, and
yeah,
bam, bam,
especially
bam, bam,
kids.
bam. There's not they're still asleep.
Yeah,
But
but I think there could be some, even when they're so dead asleep or like a log, sleeping like a log. It's interesting. I think you can still absorb stuff that's in the, there's still some,
You like the TV.
yeah, there's still some information that's being taken in. I don't know how.
Yeah.
I don't know how that is, but I always woke up before the alarm went off, and I
Yeah. So did I, but I had help. It's called kids.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Omelet time. Omelet
Yeah.
time.
So there's dreams and there's sleep. I mean, there are two different things. Dreams are a part of sleep, but sleep in itself is sort of we don't sleep. The longer we sleep, it's good to sleep. Sleep is, kind of heals the body, and I think it heals the mind. The less sleep you get, sometimes your mind gets more fuzzy, your memory gets a little eroded if you're not sleeping well. Your whole system gets a little bit off whack if you don't sleep well. And dreaming is a part of that. So it's a third of our life that we know nothing about.
Not in my
or
case.
Very little about.
It's not a third. It's more like whatever 3 hours is.
Well, for you, it's 3 hours, but I think we're supposed to sleep a third of it.
More like an 8.
We're supposed to sleep like 8 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you look at my pets, they're sleeping like 12 hours, 15 hours a day.
Yeah, cats and dogs sleep a lot.
Yeah, they sleep a lot. And I think it's just they're natural in the rhythm. They're not, and of course the thing with sleep is, it's interesting to see I haven't thought about it, but if you take stimulants like coffee or cigarettes before you sleep, how that affects your sleep and how that affects your dreaming.
Yeah, I haven't done that in a long time. I
Yeah.
I will skip days without coffee, so I don't have to have coffee. I just like coffee.
Yeah.
But I don't
So,
really.
anyways,
Okay.
there's a lot to dreaming, and we don't know much about it, but we decided to talk about it, to share our ideas. And I don't know if there's any conclusion we can make.
No.
For Chris's part, he's very much a part of his day when he reviews his dreams. A lot of people do that. They have a short period every morning, or just a quick dream review. And maybe it's helping you more than you realize by doing that. I don't know.
Well, it's something my grandmother got me to do.
Interesting. Yeah.
She would listen, but then, tell me to write it down because I sucked at writing anyway. So the more practice, the better, apparently.
Yeah.
But I've always done it since then. So.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing is, I don't remember my dreams, but a lot of people that do journaling and recording say, well, you have to do it every day. You have to, when you wake up in that liminal space, just write down the little bit, even if it's just a word or two. If you just remember an apple or anything, and the more you write down, the more your brain you'll start to remember more. And so I think doing the daily journal will help you remember your dreams, get you in that routine of recollection, which I should do. I should do a lot of things that I don't do. I don't know. The day goes by, I'm like, I'm supposed to clean something today. Oh yeah, it was like the whole house. That's tomorrow. It's tomorrow, mañana. Whatever.
Stuff just slips right past.
Yeah, just slips right past you.
Okay.
So, final words, Chris?
I don't have any final words other than get yourself a recorder, make it easier on yourself, because that writing thing's a tough monkey. Some people, I guess, are able to do it, but I noticed that makes a difference because I can just talk to it and possibly go back to sleep and have another dream.
Oh, that's right.
And
great idea. Well, great. That's a great tip.
A little tip. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe I'll start doing a journal. I don't know. One more thing to add it to my
publish it if you do, so we can read it.
Oh yeah.
Yours would be better written than mine. That's for sure.
I gotta have it make sense though. Dreams don't make sense to me, but
that's right. As a writer, it's got to have a story and a beginning and a middle and an end.
Yeah, it does. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. Anyway, so
that's it.
Yep.
That's it. So with that, we say peace and leave comments, your thoughts, and suggestions for the future. Even though we have about 40 more topics to go, so feel free to offer us something. We might talk about it. And
dream on.
Yes, dream on. Thank you. Nice ending. Here we go. Bye.
Bye.